it's Donna from Heart of the Matter Professional Organizing. Thanks so much for listening in on our Heart of the Matter Organizing podcast. Our topic today is kitchen organization. Hopefully these tips today will give you a boost and help you get your space in order. Thanks for joining us and allowing us to be your success partners as you get to the heart of the matter. We're going to start today with the room that's not only the food preparation center, but is also the spot for lots of family activities. And I'm sure you're with me in knowing that this is the kitchen. My suggestion to you is that you take a look around your kitchen. Think about what's primary storage space, what's secondary storage space. Move things out to another storage area if there's things that you seldom use. If you're storing in your kitchen extra large size roasting pans for the occasional time that you use them, if there's baking pans that you use once or twice a year, if there's extra casserole dishes that you use only if you're going out to a potluck or a covered dinner, if you're a fondue set, all those sort of things that you use on an occasional basis, get them out of the kitchen and store them in what Rhonda and I refer to as your kitchen overflow zone. That's one of the things that we set up in most every home that we go into. A good suggestion for that is to have a shelf somewhere, perhaps in your basement. That's one of the most common places that there's room. Sometimes people have it in their laundry room. But get things out of the kitchen that you don't use regularly. If you don't use it, lose it. Think about all the different things that happen in your kitchen and think about setting up zones to accommodate those sort of things. Do you do lots of baking? Are your serving dishes all together? Are your food preparation things together? Lunch making things, your beverages? Everything needs a home. And Rhonda talked about that last time, about setting up zones within your kitchen for the different sorts of things that you do. Bring all the like things together, and then they're handy for when it's time to work on a certain project. Oftentimes, an entrance into the home is through the kitchen as well. A great product is Stack a Shelf has what they call the 25 cube shoe organizer. It's a great thing. Oftentimes there's a pile of shoes just inside the door, so that's going to neaten things up in your kitchen if you have a spot to put the shoes. A great place to gain extra storage is in your bench seating. Maybe instead of having chairs at one side of the table, it might be a great idea to have some sort of a bench where you can store some things inside if you're limited for space. My advice to you is you don't need to save every jar and container that you empty. You don't need to keep every yogurt container, every margarine container. You have my permission to be ruthless and get to recycling lots of those things. I'm just going to go through a bunch of different tips here and you see what applies to you. What can you put into place in your kitchen? I challenge you to find one tip today and see what you can carry out. What about alphabetizing your spices? I'm sure some eyes are rolling now thinking, oh my goodness, if I was only so organized that I'd be alphabetizing my spices. But you know what? Think about it. How often do we root through our spices to find what it is that we want? So by setting them into your cupboard in alphabetical order, more or less anyway, think of the time that it's going to save you. Also encourage you to label your shelves. It helps everyone return things to their home, and it's especially good for training your children. If you need a little extra space, would something like a small rolling kitchen island be helpful for you? You could have it in the general workspace of your kitchen to have some extra countertop for baking or whatever, but yet it can be pushed out of the way when you don't need it. There's lots of great items available that are helpful in your kitchen that way. If you're challenged in this area, why not get a friend to come over and compare kind of what she does in her kitchen with what you could do in your kitchen. Look at things with an eye to making some changes. Rhonda touched on that a week or so ago about the fact that sometimes when we move into our house, things get put away and they just get left there because that's where they've always been. But is it the best way to work in your kitchen? Think about standing up your kitchen utensils in some sort of a container rather than rooting through them in the drawers to find what you want. Could you find a spot to hang your cutting board rather than pile it or stack it into your cupboard? And what about canning the canisters? Lots of us have those canister sets sitting on our cupboard that really aren't very useful and half the time are round and they're taking up extra space. They're kind of perhaps better to have some containers in your cupboard for that sort of thing. I'm sure we could spend 3 sessions on your kitchen. But one thing to remember is as the kitchen goes, so goes the rest of your house. So make friends with your kitchen. Keep on top of it.
More information on organizing, go to Donna's website, heartofthematter.ca.